This is going to be a brief overview of this Chromebook. This here is a Samsung Galaxy Chromebook Go, and this was a very interesting device when it came out. So this particular one came out in late 2021. This particular one was in September of 2021. You can see it now. And this was more of a budget Chromebook device. This was in the 250 range, more so the 250 range. And as you can see, you got 4 rubber feet on the bottom as well as bottom firing speakers. This was effectively a more budget Samsung offering. This being the Go. This is the Galaxy Chromebook Go. Now, not to be confused with the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook. That's the super high-end one. This is the Go, so this is a lower-end version, or essentially the cheap version. So everything is plastic. It has a nice finish, but it's all nonetheless plastic. As far as ports go, you got USB-C there, which you can see it can be used for charging. Headphone jack, micro SD card. And then on the other side of the laptop, you actually have here, that's actually a slot for a SIM. So if properly equipped, you can use this over data. So that is a nano SIM card slot there. Got another USB-C and a USB-A 3.0 and your Kensington lock. So not bad. As you can see, a pretty thin device. And then opening it up, you do need 2 hands. And taking a look at the keyboard as I put in my password. It is a basic, standard chiclet style keyboard. A little bit rattly, but that being said, it is a short throw, as you can see. Not a lot of travel. It's a decent keyboard. It's not the best keyboard I've used on a Chromebook, but it's decent. It'll get the job done. I do like the trackpad. This is a very, very large trackpad, so that is nice. And then you can see there your various logos. And then, of course, here you got your everything button, which, pulls up your various apps. I don't have a lot of apps on here, but I do like this simplified design compared to previous versions of Chrome. Now, taking a look at the display, this is actually quite a nice display. I'm not 100% sure of the resolution. I believe it's a 1080p display, but I could be wrong. Let me take a quick look here. And actually, before I get to the display, I will say that this particular one will get updates until June of 2031. So that is quite nice. So this will get effectively 10 years of updates from when it was built. And then looking at the diagnostics, shockingly, as you can see, this still has 100% battery health, even though it has 60 cycle counts and, again, built in late 2021. So that's quite impressive. And as far as the specs go, this has a Celeron N4500 running at 1.1 gigahertz, which for a Chromebook, it's a decent processor. You're not going to be able to do complex things on here, but in terms of surfing the web, it actually is quite fast. Something of this caliber is perfectly adequate for a Chromebook. And in my time of using it, I've had really no performance issues unless I've been doing something heavy like, video editing or having open a ton of tabs. That being because this only has 4 gigs of RAM, which is the only downside. But then again, most lower-end Chromebooks only have 4 gigs of RAM. So we got that there. Here's the keyboard. A little tiny bit rattly, but again, gets the job done. Oh, okay, actually I'm wrong. This is a 1366 by 768 display, but I have to say this is a pretty nice display. I think it's, looking at my background image here, I think it's reasonably color accurate. It does get very bright for a more budget Chromebook. And yeah, I thought this was a 1080p display. And I think that's because this is a 14-inch laptop. I think you can just about get away with a 1366 by 768 resolution on a 14-inch. That's like the maximum size you can go. So yeah, this is not a premium display. None of this is premium, but it gets the job done. It's decent. And as you can see, there's not a lot of flex. So I'm holding the laptop by one corner. Not a lot of flex. There's a little bit of flex, but not a lot. The trackpad is nice and smooth. Solid clicks. And so really, there's really not much to complain about. Websites open relatively quickly. So you can see, going to open up YouTube. And it takes a little bit of time, but it's more so on my Wi-Fi. And also, one nice thing, as you can see, the laptop does go 180 degrees flat. So if you do need that, if that's a feature you need, then this does have it. And let's go ahead and play some royalty-free music. test out the speakers. Right. Skip ahead here. So not bad, but as you can hear, because they are bottom firing speakers, the sound does get somewhat muffled, especially if you have it on a bed. So not the best speakers, but again, they get the job done. And let's load up a website. Let's load up CNN. And again, it's not the fastest, but for a Chromebook, it is more than accurate. It is more than adequate for what you need to do. So anyway, I think that we'll wrap it up here on the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook Go. Battery life on this is quite nice as well. So again, if you can, I'll say this, if you could find this cheap enough on the used market, say under $100, this is a very solid device. But I definitely wouldn't really pay more than that at this point. But again, not bad.